We would like to see how we can move data from our website into Alt Studio. That is what we call web scraping. And we have a website that we would want to look at. This is the data that we would like to move, and it's data on African countries based on the nominal GDP and the per capita for each of the countries there. We have a big list of 54 countries in Africa. And so we want to see how we can do that using Art Studio, and we want to do what we call web scraping. We want to web data extraction. We want to harvest data from website. We can use the Alvest, Tidyverse, and ggplot to do our plotting. And this is the link. So I'm going to read underscore HTML. I've copied the link here from Wikipedia. I'm just using the Wikipedia data. It's just an example. So I call that data GDP. And so I'm going to look at the tree and then I'll read through the data. If you are to view the data GDP, it will not be something that you can understand. So I want to move to the next level, and because I want to have that table I've seen, HTML table, so I want to fill it as a table. And because that website might have more than one table, I want the first table from the website. And I can view the names of the columns. Is the rank, there is the nominal, there is a country, there is a nominal GDP, and there is the per capita. We can have a glimpse of it also. And this is how the data looks like. Number one is Egypt, number two Nigeria, number three South Africa, and their respective values. We can do some cleanup of the names of the column names. So now they look slightly better than they were appearing up here. Nominal space GDP, it's not very good for all, but we have tried to clean them up and it has put the underscore. So that's what the cleaning will do. The data. I decided to rename the columns rank, country, GDP in billions, and GDP per capita. So I rename the columns there. If you want, you can view them now. So if I can view first table, now you see your data has already been moved to all, and now you can be able to work with it. And I'll go on to convert characters to numerical using that. How do I know that they are not? I can do one or two things here. I can do the str, and str tells me that all of them are characters, chr, even the numericals. So the GDP, billions, and the GDP per capita should be numbers, and that's what I'm doing in the next step. And now I created the cabo. I use a knit_all to knit the tables. So I have a nice table of the values that I have for my data. This is my data in a tabular form using the knit_all, which you can also save it if you wish. And now what I want to do next is I want to move this into a graph. And which countries am I interested in? Not all the countries, definitely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the values. Having removed the total, this is now how the graph looks for African countries with GDP above $50 billion, starting with Egypt, closely followed by Nigeria, then South Africa, and we have Algeria, Ethiopia, Morocco, Kenya, up all the way up to Tunisia. Those are countries in Africa with the GDP above $50 billion based on the data that we are able to scrap from the Wikipedia.